On Global TV News Express, President Tinubu declares open 2025 Nigeria Editors Conference. In business news, stock market loses 4.6 trillion naira, highest in a decade. And on the foreign scene, residents react to rush Johannesburg cleanup ahead of G20 summit. And in sports, Super Eagles boycott training over unpaid allowances. Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Express on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Jumai Manson. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channel 276. Now the news info. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has declared open the 2025 All Nigerian Editors Conference at the State House Conference Center, Abuja, where top editors, policymakers, and stakeholders will deliberate on democratic governance and national cohesion. The role of editors, the two-day national event organized by the Nigerian Guild of Editors, will feature keynote addresses by Imo State Governor Hope Uzodinma and the Sultan of Sokoto, His Eminence Mohammed Saad Abubakar, alongside over 500 media professionals from across the country. The conference aims to strengthen the media role in promoting accountability, democratic governance, and national unity in Nigeria's evolving digital landscape. The board chairman of the Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria, FAN, Dr. Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, has reaffirmed his commitment to upgrading facilities at the Malam Aminu Kano International Airport to meet global standards. During the working visit, he emphasized improving African route interconnectivity through Nigeria. Global TV correspondent Idris Jibril reports from Kano.
It was a high-level arrival at the VIP wing of the Malam Aminu Kano International Airport as FAN Board Chairman Abdullahi Ganduje touched down for a one-day working visit. He was accompanied by the Managing Director of FAN, Olubunmi Kuku, and other senior board members. The visit aims to inspect key facilities across the airport and access areas needing urgent intervention.
We are here in order to listen to the progress and also in particular to examine some of the vital issues pertaining to the operation of an international airport like this. There's no doubt we are very much concerned with the infrastructures, especially uncompleted ones.
Ganduje expressed concern over several abandoned projects that have lingered for over a decade.
Another issue is of uncompleted infrastructure facilities, especially the runway, the old runway which is being under renovation, but it has been abandoned. And also the issue of facilities, especially firefighting equipment, which is absolutely necessary for the safety of the environment and also for the safety of the aircrafts. That one too, we need to look into it.
The FAN Managing Director Olubunmi Kuku also emphasized urgency in the completion of ongoing works, directing contractors to finish within 2 weeks.
We're going back to the drawing board, reviewing those projects in collaboration with the federal government. We have identified a few critical projects that we need to push efficiently and make sure that we can bring those to completion. But at the Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria, our core mandate is really to focus on safety as well as the passenger experience.
With renewed commitment from the FAN leadership, the Malam Aminu Kano International Airport may soon witness a transformation aimed at enhancing passenger experience and regional connectivity. From Kano, Idris Jibrin, Global Television News.
Nigeria's border security challenges are back in focus as the Minister of Interior calls for an urgent review of the Immigration Act to straighten the nation's frontiers. At the inauguration of a House of Representatives ad hoc committee on border security, stakeholders painted a worrying picture of porous borders and overstretched agencies. National Assembly correspondent Nete Patrick tells us more.
The call for tighter border control came from the Minister of Interior, Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo, represented by the Permanent Secretary, Dr. Magdalene Ajani, who said the Immigration Act of 2015 no longer meets the realities of modern border threats. He said Nigeria must close security gaps caused by limited personnel, inadequate funding, poor infrastructure, and outdated technology.
There is need for us to develop a national policy on border security that clearly defines the roles of every relevant agency at the border. There is need to create a consistent funding framework for border security.
The Controller General of the Nigerian Immigration Service, Kemi Nandap, told lawmakers that officers are struggling to monitor more than 4,000 kilometers of illegal routes. Military intelligence also raised the alarm as the Chief of Military Intelligence, Major General Aliyu Idris, cited manpower shortages, poor equipment, and judicial bottlenecks as key obstacles to securing Nigerians' borders.
Recommend enhanced surveillance technology, focus on Sahel, and resource allocation, adequate resources and personnel.
Speaking on behalf of the Speaker of the House, Minority Whip Ali Issa said the National Assembly is determined to address the lapses that have made Nigeria's borders gateways for smuggling and irregular migration.
The goal is to identify vulnerabilities, operational shortcomings, and even compromise border officials. You must review how monies allocated to relevant agencies to protect our borders are spent.
Committee Chairman Mohammed Anka assured that the ad hoc committee will develop practical strategies that promote regional cooperation and community engagement to curb cross-border crimes.
It is alarming, that despite significant government expenditure over the past years, we are yet to attain commensurable gains in our security landscape.
With insecurity and economic sabotage linked to porous borders, the push for legislative and institutional reform could mark a turning point for Nigeria's border management system. From the National Assembly, Annie T. Patrick reporting for Global TV News.
The Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Mohammed Ali Pate, has reaffirmed commitment to strengthen healthcare system in the country, which will be achieved by advancing localization agenda of the health sector. The minister stated this today when he declared open the Joint Annual Review 2025 here in Abuja. Zarau Nasser reports.
The Joint Annual Review brought together stakeholders in the health sector, medical experts, and professionals with development partners, traditional and religious leaders who gathered to discuss progresses, share experiences, and analyze shortcomings to strengthen Nigeria's health system. The Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Mohammed Ali Pate, says the Joint Annual Review provides platform for health sector stakeholders to access health and provide solutions in reshaping health care delivery across the nation.
Bringing Nigeria's health sector to life captures both our collective aspiration and our shared responsibility. The All Hands, One Mission theme emphasizes our unity of purpose across all stakeholders: government, national, federal, states, local government partners, private sector, communities, civil society organizations, and our citizens, and the strengthening of our collaboration in that effort. In a mixed health system such as ours,
the Chairman Health Sector Coalition, Dr. Muhammad Lekki, says stakeholders should not only be celebrating budget increases in health sector, but should be able to find a way to get Ministry of Finance to release funds to the health sector and make utilization.
We must find creative ways, work with the civil society organization, to get the Federal Ministry of Finance, thank you, Honourable Minister of Finance, welcome here, to get the Federal Ministry of Finance to release funds to the health sector as appropriated. We must not be celebrating increases in budget on papers alone, but releases and utilization.
The event under the theme All Hands, One Mission was attended by the Ministers of Finance, Budget, representatives of the Nigeria's Governors Forum, and also the Country Director of the World Bank, among other dignitaries. Zahra Nasser, reporting for Global TV News.
In the meantime, the Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare says Nigeria is witnessing significant progress in maternal and reproductive health outcomes, despite the country's current economic challenges. The Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Development, Professor Mohammed Ali Pate, made this known at a press briefing ahead of the Joint Annual Review Conference and the National Council on Health meeting. Again, Zara Nasser tells us more.
It was an update filled with questions, optimism, as the Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Development, Professor Mohammed Ali Pate, shared new data pointing to a gradual but steady improvement in maternal and newborn health across the country. According to the minister, 172 local government areas previously identified as high burden zones for maternal deaths have recorded a 17% reduction in maternal mortality alongside a decline in newborn deaths.
In the 172 local governments, which accounted for more than half the maternal deaths in Nigeria, we've seen 17% reduction in maternal deaths. So that's really, it shows that this can be done. And percentage death reduction in newborn deaths.
Professor Pate also noted modest gains in vaccination coverage nationwide, a sign, he said, that Nigeria's health system is gradually strengthening through collaboration and targeted interventions.
This is a very promising trend for crashing maternal mortality, for allowing women to also be able to have a handle on their reproductive rights. 50% of women of reproductive age were using modern contraceptives.
The briefing brought together stakeholders and development partners in preparation for the Joint Annual Review Conference and National Council on Health, where discussions will focus on consolidating recent gains and scaling up healthcare delivery nationwide. With the latest figures showing encouraging trends, the Health Ministry says it remains committed to sustaining progress and ensuring that no woman dies while giving life. Zahra Nasser, reporting for Global TV News.
Senator Uzo Orji Kalu, APC Abia North, says the American government should work hand in hand with the Nigerian government in putting an end to its security challenges. He stated this while speaking to Senate correspondent on the state of the nation in Abuja. Over now to Topsy Gimba's report.
Senator Uzo Orji Kalu, who spoke on a number of national issues, acknowledged speaking with 2 former American presidents and 6 serving senators about insecurity in Nigeria, which he said support the idea. He denied Christian genocide in Nigeria, saying the killing pattern of the terrorists is not aimed at particular faith, and advised the government to do anything within its power to tackle the menace.
See, what Donald Trump said, I will also disclose myself fully. I'm pro-America. So anything I will say, know that it will be pro-America. Did what Donald Trump say, is he a lie? The answer is yes. It's not a lie because Donald Trump said the truth. Nigerians are being killed, whether they are Christians or Muslims. Are they not being killed? If they kill people in Plateau, they go to a church in Plateau, those they will kill are Christians. If they go to Benue, the majority of people they will kill in Benue are Christians. If they go to Zamfara, majority of people they kill in mosque there are Muslims.
Senator Orji Kalu also speaks about the relationship between senators and the Senate president.
The Senate is more interested in making laws that will help President Ahmed Tinubu to overcome the economic problems that our people are going through, and we are more interested. You can see the legislation we are bringing are pro-business. We are more interested in focusing on redeeming Nigerian people to see that they eat 3 times a day.
Senator Kalu confirmed his support for President Bola Tinubu in 2027 elections, acknowledging the fact that he will work for his party APC to win all elected positions in Abia State and also at the national level. Topsy Gimba, reporting for Global Television News.
Tension is rising in Kano as coalition of concerned citizens intensifies calls on the Senate to confirm Engineer Ramat Abdullahi as executive chairman of the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, NERC. This demand came up in Abuja as a group of protesters gathered at the entrance of the National Assembly chanting, waving placards, "Confirm Ramat now, no to political blackmail." Here is National Assembly correspondent Anete Patrick's report.
The protesters, identifying themselves as indigenes of Kano State, say the Senate has delayed Abdullahi's confirmation despite a successful screening by the Senate's Committee on Power. They accuse what they call vested political interests of attempting to block the process through petitions and misinformation. The group warned that blocking qualified Nigerians from public service could set a dangerous precedent.
We respectfully bring to your attention a matter of significant concern and yet to be concluded: confirmation of our son, Engineer Ramat Abdullahi, as Executive Chairman and Executive Officer of the Nigeria Electricity Regulatory Commission, NERC.
In a strongly worded letter to Senate President Godswill Akpabio, the group insists the nominee has the competence, integrity, and experience needed to lead the power sector at what they describe as a critical time in Nigeria's energy reforms. They argued that President Bola Tinubu's decision to nominate Abdullahi aligns with the administration's renewed hope agenda and urged the Senate not to bow to what they call blackmailers and fifth columnists.
Following his nomination, he appeared before the Senate Committee on Power, chaired by distinguished Senator Enyinaya Abaribe, where he was screened and strongly recommended for confirmation. It was therefore surprising and deeply unsettling that despite being listed on the Senate order paper for confirmation on the 22nd of October 2025, the process did not take place.
For now, the Senate is yet to announce the new dates for the confirmation, but with the protest movement expanding and the political pressure mounting, all eyes are on the National Assembly. From the National Assembly, Anete Patrick reporting for Global TV News.
The Nigerian Navy says it will continue to develop strategies to combat security threats such as maritime piracy, insurgency, and other criminal activities along the country's waterways. Chief of Naval Staff Vice Admiral Idi Abbas reiterated this during an operation familiarization visit to the newly established headquarters, Special Operations Command in Makodi. Felicity Indere has details.
The Chief of Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Idi Abbas, was received at the flight line of the Tactical Air Command, Makodi, by Benue State Deputy Governor Dr. Sam Ode and heads of security formations. The naval chief then proceeded to the headquarters of the Special Operations Command, where he was briefed on the status of work and conducted an on-the-spot assessment of progress. Vice Admiral Abbas reaffirmed the Navy's commitment to collaborating with other security agencies and stakeholders in addressing security challenges across the Middle Belt region and the country at large.
This is our newest command and is a very critical and strategic command that I feel should be up and running by now. Though it's young, but it's very critical to our operations. So that's why I chose to come here first. But I believe whatever we're doing is supposed to be a whole of society approach. As you can see, I have my other colleagues from other services and security agencies. As you are aware, I think our production has increased. So we want to take that higher, the number of barrels that have been produced to a higher number. And I think with the use of this technology, we can achieve that.
Deputy Governor Dr. Sam Ode commended the Nigerian Navy for establishing the Special Operations Command, noted that the initiative will enhance the security of Benue's waterways and promote economic development.
Now the Nigerian Navy is consolidating her hold on the territory of Benue because we need to give the armed forces and the paramilitary the
Summit. Details coming shortly, plus business and sports stories. Summit. Details coming shortly, plus business and sports stories on the other side of this break. Please stay with us. Welcome back, and if you're just tuning in, this is News Express on Global Television. Thank you for staying with us. In business now, Nigerian stock market suffered its steepest daily loss in over 10 years as panic-driven sell-offs wiped out 4.6 trillion naira in market value. The all-share index fell by 5.01% to over 141,000 points, while market capitalization dropped to 89.88 trillion naira amid investor reaction to weak third-quarter results. Now, analysts say the sustained sell pressure reflects shaken investor confidence and short-term flight to safety. A bill for an act to establish the Artificial Intelligence Innovation and Communication Technology Solutions Center in Ekiti has passed second reading. The bill was sponsored by Senator Aderamodu Adeyemi, APC Ekiti South. Moving on now to our foreign news, a major cleanup is underway in South Africa's economic capital, Johannesburg, as it's ready to host the G20 summit on November 22nd and 23rd, with leaders of the world attending. The makeover is getting reactions from the residents of the spiraling city dealing with what has been called crumbling infrastructures and chronic mismanagement. In sports stories now, the Super Eagles have boycotted training in Rabat, Morocco, ahead of their World Cup playoff clash against Gabon in protest over unpaid allowances and bonuses owned by the Nigerian Football Federation. Team captain William Tross Ekong confirmed the development, clarifying that the standoff was over unsettled entitlements from previous competitions and not demands from new bonuses. The Nigerian Football Federation is yet to comment on the issue, raising concerns that the dispute could disrupt Nigeria's preparation for Thursday's crucial qualifier. The federal government says it is ready to fully implement reforms that will reposition the Nigerian Institute of Sports as a true center of excellence. Director General of the Institute, Dr. Philip Shaibu, gave the assurance in Abuja while receiving the report of the NIS Transformation Committee. Over now to Anete Patrick as she brings us more.
Dr. Shaibu commended the 32-member committee chaired by the president of the Nigerian Basketball Federation, Engineer Musa Kida, for what he called a live document that will guide the future of sports administration and development in Nigeria. He said under President Bola Tinubu's renewed hope agenda, sports must take a central place in national development, creating jobs, engaging the youth, and driving economic diversification.
And the start-up team, we win the basketball tournament for more than 10 years. That is a start-up team. So I was happy that you said it was a star-studded thing. And for me, I saw a team that is going to change the face of sports.
Shaibu announced the constitution of a new implementation advisory committee to be led by Engineer Kida to ensure smooth execution of the reform blueprints. He also revealed plans to establish NIS zonal offices across the 36 states to decentralize training and broaden access to sports education.
And I said, well, if we have men like this, then why are they saying Nigeria, in quote, we don't have leaders? We actually have leaders. But I think to harness them to do what is right is what President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is doing now.
In his remarks, committee chairman Engineer Musa Kida expressed optimism that the recommendations, if properly implemented, would reposition the NIS as the continent's leading sports training hub.
The narrative can only start changing when the youth understand what we're doing. And there are many vehicles to that. One of the more important vehicles is the Institute of Sports, where the coaches train the youth. So that's where they get their training from. Where the youth are inspired.
The Director General paid tribute to the Institute's past glory, recalling its role in nurturing legends like Emmanuel Okala and other sporting icons. He called on the media and stakeholders to support the reforms, stressing that sports remain a powerful tool for unity and national pride. Anete Patrick reporting for Global TV News.
The excitement of the 27th Nigerian University Games NUGA 2025 continues to build momentum as the Baseball and Softball Federation of Nigeria officially flagged off the baseball and softball events at the University of Jos, marking a heuristic step towards promoting the sports across Nigerian campuses and the African continent. Samuel Odi reports for Global Television.
The president of Baseball and Softball Federation, Uche Udozo, commended the organizers of NUGA 2025 for including baseball and softball in this year's lineup, describing it as a major leap towards discovering young talent and expanding the reach of sports beyond the traditional strongholds. According to Udozo, despite the challenge of funding, the Federation is working closely with educational institutions to integrate baseball and softball into school programs across Africa.
The strategy is to make baseball very visible, play baseball everywhere. You could see we have just finished demonstration around of a baseball 5. You can play it anywhere, and it is very, very less capital intensive compared to the baseball and the softball. So baseball and softball is a lifestyle and is an incredible sport that has a future for those who would want to do professional sports.
Udozo also applauded the commitment of university athletes and coaches participating at NUGA 2025, noting that their enthusiasm reflects the future of sport in the region. As the sound of bats and cheers filled the air at the University of Jos, the message was clear. Baseball and softball found a new home in Nigerian university system, setting the stage for Africa's next generation for sporting champions. Samuel Odi for Global Television News.
That's it on News Express. A quick reminder that Global TV is on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channel 276. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms now showing on your screen by using @GlobalTVNG. I am Jumai Manson. Thank you for watching.